Good morning, it's Barbara. It's a little cooler out. It's a little very cloud covered. I don't know what the weather is supposed to be today, but it feels a little damp. Not very cheerful. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. With my goat with the cotton. Yeah, it's looking a little dreary outside. I'm sure it's damp. Oh, I didn't notice the relative humidity on the gizmo. %, which is a little damp. That's not on our tree. Anyway, didn't want to get up again. Dennis didn't want to either. My arm's a little sore this morning, but I feel like it got sore during the night more than yesterday, although that could be ridiculous because I knit like a fiend yesterday. I don't have my light on. I wonder if that's okay. Let me go turn it on and see. I guess that's a little better. I'm not sure I can tell the difference. I was a knitting fiend yesterday. I am on my second sleeve of my Malin sweater by Isabel Kramer because I have an entire sleeve. I decided to bind off. And look how much I have of the next one. So if I knit today, which I'm assuming I will, in fact, I'm sure I will finish that sleeve and pick up the stitches for the cowl neck collar. So the first sleeve, let's see. The first sleeve left this much of a skein behind. Now, I don't know if this is going to be enough for the whole neck. Because I would love to have this much of the second skein from the second sleeve to put into the body. Because I only have one more skein after this. I may have to go to the yarn shop and pray that they have more of this color in this yarn. I'm just going to take my bag with me. Just to be sure I'm getting the right stuff. But I'm sure I will be knitting today. Well, unless it hurts my arm. I just took some Advil. I just realized my arm is just sitting here aching, so I thought I'd give it a break. But I've been using it this morning. Dennis and Aura both were up at the same time. Typically, I take Aura's coffee and her medicine up at a different time than I take Dennis's tea. But they were both ready, and so I had drinks going up the stairs in my hand. And of course, I can't always remember to use my left hand when I'm doing things I shouldn't. So I've done a little bit this morning that would agitate my arm. Plus, I do things in the middle of the night. I wake up in the middle of the night and say, nah, my arm is sore, and move around a little bit, and it's better. So I'm hoping that the Advil and me not doing that anymore will work, because my arm hasn't been a big issue. I've been more careful with it. It's not getting worse by any stretch of the imagination. Well, it's sitting here aching, which isn't typical, but I don't think it's getting worse. But I guess if it doesn't get better soon, I'm going to have to, you know, do something that I don't want to do. I go to the doctor. Meanwhile, assuming my arm feels better and I can do it, I do plan on knitting because I really wanted to finish that second sleeve last night, but I just couldn't. And I had further to go than I thought. I miscounted my stitch markers. But I will finish that today. Aura and I have been watching the British baking show together on Netflix, and we have watched everything that's on Netflix now. I mean, she's learning the art of binge watching. We just sit there and watch. So we were doing a season in 2 nights, so we ran out pretty quick. But Dennis found the early shows on the PBS website. The Mary Berry versions of the baking show with Mel and Sue, who I like best. Now, I don't necessarily like Mary Berry better than Prue Leith. I like Prue Leith, and I love her fashion sense. I love her jewelry, you know. I like her a lot. But I really like Mel and Sue. And Dennis found a couple of seasons on PBS.org or whatever that were never shown in the United States. So there are 2 seasons that I've never seen, which I'm very excited about. But we have a relatively old television. I'm sure it's the same TV. I'm not sure. I thought it was the same TV we moved in with, but probably not. But it's, you know, 20 years old. And some of its ports got damaged when the house got hit by lightning. Our house got hit by lightning when we were on vacation, and luckily our neighbor across the street came over and put out the fire. Our fence caught on fire. Yeah, anyway. And, you know, and it blew out a lot of things, but it took us a long time to figure out all the things that blew. One of the things that blew was my TiVo, where I had all the Game of Thrones saved. And I hadn't watched. I had so many seasons that I hadn't seen yet. Because Dennis got tired of watching it, and so I was waiting for him to be ready to watch it again, and he never got ready to watch it again. And so, anyway, that hurt my heart. I've gotten over it, though. But, you know, we'd go along and we'd discover, oh, this port on the TV no longer works. And this port doesn't work. And our, you know, our answering machine got fried. And, you know, this ups got fried, you know. But we kept finding these things that went wrong because our house got hit by lightning. And if we had known all of them, we could have, like, put in something for our insurance or something. But anyway, one of the ports on our TV got fried. And so there's only so many inputs into the TV now. So I think Dennis is starting to think that we might be thinking about a new TV. I don't know. Totally irrelevant. We do have one more port, and right now I get all my stuff through my TiVo, which is a DVR, a recording device, which we bought a new one to replace the one that got fried. And that's how I get to Netflix, and that's how I get to YouTube on my television, is through my TiVo. Well, we can't get to just the internet on that. Excuse me, my hiccups. So, long and rambling. Anyway, we're getting a Roku. With a Roku, we can get pbs.org on our TV so Aura and I can watch the baking show. And a Roku costs $40. So we are getting a Roku. And I'm hoping that maybe through the Roku, I'll be able to get to BritBox. And if that's true, then that'll be very nice. Because right now, I'm not really using my BritBox very much because I have to use it on my laptop, which I just don't do. Which is all on me, of course. But So anyway, I'm going to Best Buy today to buy a Roku. Dennis will configure it, which means that we'll have British baking I've never seen for Aura and me to watch tonight while I knit on my sleeve. That's where the long way around to say I'm going to be knitting. And we'll see what we can do with this Roku. So that'll be fun. We did give my parents a Roku at one time, so we are familiar with them. So we shall see. I am wearing my Tulpe. I do not remember who the designer is. I will put that up here because I can look it up. Now the Tulpe presumably is, you know, like a summer sweater, but I end up wearing it like a vest more than a summer sweater. I'm not wearing my summer sweaters. You can see. And it's funny with those little dots. I mean, those are tulip flowers, I think. T-U-L-P-E. So I'm assuming it's a tulip flower. But don't they look like little skulls with the little eyes showing? Well, that's because I got black behind it. But anyway, Tulpe. It's got a little row of them down here too. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, it's tulip. This pattern was a gift. And the yarn is Tuscan yarn. I had bought it to make a big sweater. Not a big sweater, a big shawl, a 3-skein shawl. I think it was Lorelei Erdo, my jewelry designer, had made a beautiful shawl out of this in this very same color, which I can't remember the name. And then I never made the shawl. And then I got the Tulpe and I thought, oh, let me use that. So the Tulpe. Funny. So that's what I'm wearing. I'm not sure if this is going to be sufficient because I've got my turtleneck underneath, and I might end up being cold because it is a little bit damp. So we shall see. Anyway, my plan for today is to go to Best Buy and get a Roku and to knit and watch British baking. And I'll let you know how that works out. Dennis's plan, he's behind in his winemaking and he wants to get into his winemaking. He's a little bit lost his winemaking mojo, which made him sad. And I told him, I know exactly how that feels. So he's hoping to get that back soon so that he can make progress. He's got quite a few wines on the go that need attention. So he'll be doing that. I haven't done any painting or anything. I tried to buy more watercolor paper, and for some reason my one site wasn't allowing me to use PayPal, which said that the PayPal site wasn't secure, so I don't know what that was about. I'm going to go to a different site and try to buy paper. Because I want to have nice paper. I can have nice paper. But I dreamt last night that I was painting, which made me smile when I woke up. Seems like a good sign, don't you think? So anyway, that's it. That's my plan for the day. Whatever comes up, comes up. Probably going to eat leftovers again. Dennis says he went through the freezer and found some tortilla casserole that I had made for my parents last year when my sister was here in May. So Aura and I had that for dinner. Clean out the freezer. And then we have moqueca for tonight. So he doesn't have to worry about cooking for us. He can worry about his wine. So that's the plan. Meanwhile, I'm babbling again. So there you go. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please. I'm hoping you're having a wonderful weekend. And please, stay safe and stay sane. Bye. Editing Barbara here. I forgot to say happy birthday, Rich. It is my son-in-law's birthday today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'm sorry your present's late. I'm assuming it's late. Unless the post office is an amazing, amazing place. Which it is, but I don't think it's that amazing. But anyway, happy birthday to you. You belong in the zoo. All the monkeys and tigers look exactly like you. Have a great day, Rich.